Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church. Good to be with you this morning. If my voice sounds a little croaky, well, it's called allergies. And I think I'm not the only one that's ever had a round or two with those things. So if you'll forgive my throaty kind of a sound or whatever it is, I'll try to share something that'll make your day a little bit brighter. I was reading in the book of Isaiah the other day, and I ran into these words found in the 30th chapter, beginning with the last part of the 19th verse. And here's what it says. He, that's the Lord, will be gracious if you ask for help. He will surely respond to the sound of your cries. Though the Lord gave you adversity for food and suffering for drink, he will still be with you to teach you. You will see your teacher with your own eyes. Your own ears will hear him. Right behind you, a voice will say, "This is the way you should go, whether to the right or to the left." Well, this passage is interesting in several ways. It starts out it starts out by saying, "The Lord will be gracious if you ask for help." You know, a lot of us don't want to ask for help. Somehow we have this notion that that's a sign of weakness. That's a sign of our inability to take care of ourselves. And the truth of the matter is, we can't take care of ourselves. Oh, we can do some things. Some of us can do a lot of things, but none of us can do everything. I mean, if you get sick, you should go to the doctor. Do you presume to think that you know more than the physician does about health care in your body? Well, I hope not. And this is saying to us that, hey, he will be there to help you if you ask. If you ask. And only you can control that if. And it says that if you do, he will surely respond to the sound of your voice. You know, if you've had kids and you were a good parent, and there are some who aren't, when your kids get into trouble, you'll hear it. You hear it in the sound of their voice. Or if they come in to the house and you say, "Are you okay?" And you get a response that says, "No, they're not." You know that. You're attuned to their voice. Now, the neighbor's kids, maybe you can't do that with, but you can with yours. In fact, I was so attuned to my mom's sounds. If we were in a store and she coughed, I knew it was her. I could hear the sound of her cough, which was apparently different than any other sound I heard. And God is attuned to the sound of our voice. Now we have to ask him. He's not going to impose himself on us. He's not going to force himself on you. But we have to ask him. And it says he'll surely hear us and he'll answer us. Surely meaning absolutely. Now, it goes also to say, and this is the interesting point of this little passage here, though the Lord gave you adversity for food and suffering for drink, he will still be with you to teach you. I like that part. Not that I like that God allows adversity or suffering. I don't like that part. But I like the part that Isaiah here is telling us how it really is. There's going to be suffering and there are going to be problems in life. Anybody who's got a philosophy of life that says, "Oh, nothing that bad will ever happen," is just, well, at least naive. And then there are these folks who go around thinking that they are so special, nothing bad should ever happen to them. It should happen to the other guys. Well, here in the United States, we're kind of in a cocoon here. Most of the people in the world don't have what we have. And suffering is a daily experience for them. We don't get it on a daily basis. Well, most of us don't. But it's saying here that even a life that includes that, because that's how life is. God's not gonna pretend for you something that isn't, but he still, as it says, will be with you and teach you. Teach you what? Teach you how to get through the suffering and how the troubles. It started out by saying, if you have a problem, ask him, he'll tell you, teach you how to live. God wants the best for you and for me. He really does. I don't know if we want the best for us. My wife, well, she's wonderful. She really is. But she doesn't like my weight. And she reminds me of it. And it gets a little irritating. But you know what? She reminds me because she loves me. And she knows I need to lose some. Now, I'm not going to tell her, and maybe she won't listen to this, but I listen to her, and I'm going to do that because I know she's right. You see, God reminds us of what's right because He wants us to have the best, to have a long, fulfilling life. Yes, there will be problems. Yes, there will be troubles, but you can get through those. He will teach us how to get through those. And it goes on to say that you will see the teacher with your own eyes. You'll see God. I know it's hard to do. And maybe you won't see him face to face in this world, but you'll know he's there. And then finally it says, I'll put my glasses back on, your own ears will hear him. Right behind you, a voice will say, this is the way you should go, whether to the right or the left. When you find yourself at a point in life when you don't know what to do, okay, you're not the first person in that spot. And I got news for you. You're not going to be the last one either. So what do? Well, do what the word says. The very beginning. If you have a problem, ask him. He'll respond to you. Surely, absolutely, no questions about it. And then get down to the last part. It says, listen and you'll hear him. God wants to communicate with you and me. And he does. And he does it in all kinds of different ways. And he wants to communicate because he established the rules for this relationship back in the garden where man and God fellowshipped on a daily basis. Well, what does your life look like? Does that describe you? It can. It should. So I ask you to think about it. Take a look at your life. See how it's going. And if it's not quite going the way you hoped, well, ask God for direction. Well, thanks for listening. I appreciate you giving me some of your time. If you have a concern or a prayer need, just let us know. We'll do whatever we can as fast as we can to help meet your need. God bless you. I'll talk to you again.